You are doing so good with your math. Okay. So I have 50,000, 300, 60,000, 300, 70,300. What would come next? 50, 60, 70, 80,300. That's right. Good job. All right, let's look at the next pattern. 92,000, 10, 82,000, 10, 72,000, 10. It's going down, down. It's going down right here in the 10,000s place. 9, 8, 7. It's going to be 62,010. Good job. All right, 135,004. 136,004. 137,004. 138,004. That one changed in the 1,000s place, going up by 1,000. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, each time going up by 1,000. Good job. All right, now we're going to set up and get ready for rounding. If I have the number 10 and I have the number 20, what's halfway in between? Like, if I have 10 brownies and I'm trying to get 20 brownies, what's right in the middle of 10 and 20? It's 15. Right in the middle of 10 and 20 is 15. All right, and if we think about it, whenever we have two place values like this that are right next to each other, like 1 and 2 in the tens place, 1 in the tens place, 2 in the tens place, always right in the middle there's going to be a 5 in the place value right next door to the place value that's changing. So in the tens place, if that's a 1, there's going to be a 5 right next door, right at the middle point. So this is like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then we would have 15, that's right in the middle. 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. And 15 is what's right in the middle. All right, let's look at this one. If I have 1,000 and 2,000. So the place value that's changing here is the thousands place, okay? And we're looking for what's right in the middle of 1,000 and 2,000, okay? So we look to the place value right next door to the place value that's changing. Right now it's the thousands place that's changing. And right in the middle is going to be 1,000, and then we're going to have a 5 again, 1,500. Because for the middle point between 1,000 and 2,000 is 1,500. All right, let's look at this one. This one's a little bit bigger number. 31,000 and 32,000. Now stop and I ask myself, what place value is changing? The 1,000s place, not the 10,000s place. The 1,000s place is what's changing here. So the first number is not changing. And since the first number, the 3, is not changing, we leave it alone. It's not changing. Okay? Then when we're looking for our middle point, we always start with the lower number. Okay? And then right in the middle of that is going to be 31,500. Because the difference between 31,000 and 32,000 is 31,500. Let's do one more. Let's do between 0 and 1,000. Well, right in the middle of 0 and 1,000 is going to be 500. Oops, not 5,000, Miss Collins. 500, 500. So if I have 100, 200, 300, 400, okay? Then I have 500, that's right in the middle. 600, 700, 800, 900. The only difference is this isn't 0 and 1,000. This is 31,000 and 32,000, but 500 is still that middle point between the thousands. Okay. Let's look right here. We're going to round 41,000. Okay. So I've got 41,000, and we're going to round it to the nearest thousand first, okay? So the number that's changing here, since we're rounding it to the nearest thousand, is going to be the thousands place. All right? So I've got 4,000, and then my next thousand is 5,000. So what's right in the middle of 4,000 and 5,000? Well, it'd be 4,500, because whichever place value we're starting at, we're looking at the thousands place value. The place value right next door, which in this case is the hundreds place value, is always going to be a 5. 5 is always going to be that middle point. Maybe you'll see it a little easier when we move over to do this for the hundreds place. Okay. So if we're rounding 41,000, then we're going to start by putting 41,000 on this line. So if this is 4,000, this would be 4,100, 4,200, 4,300, 4,400. Okay, and then it'll keep going. 4,500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 5,000. But 41,000 is way down here. It's definitely closer to the 4,000. If it is 5 or less, we round it down or leave it alone, leave it the same at the thousands place that's already in the front. If it's 5 or greater, we round it up. This one is definitely less than 5, so we would round this down to 4,000. All right, let's look at this exact same number, but this time we're going to round it to the nearest 100. So here I have 4,100. What is 100 more? That'd be 4,200. Okay. Well, what's right in the middle of 4,100 and 4,200? It would be 4,150. 4,100 obviously is going to be 4,100. Let's make it fun. Let's make it 4,120. All right. So I would have 4,110, 4,120, 4,130, 4,140. 4,120 is definitely closer to 4,100 than it is to 4,200. So I would round it down to 4,100. All right. Let's go over here and let's work on these. Getting a little bigger to the 10,000s place. All right. So I've got 14,500. So we're going to start with 14,000 because we're rounding to the nearest thousands place. It did not say round to the 10,000s. If it said 10,000s, it would look really different. And we'll look at that in a minute. We're not rounding this one to the 10,000s place, okay? 14,500, okay? So I got 14,000 and 15,000. And my middle point is 14,500. What do I do when it lands right on the middle point? Well, when it lands right on the middle point, I round it up to the next biggest number, to 15,000. So if it lands on the middle point, we would round it up. Okay, well, let's look at this next number, 14,990. Let's round it to the nearest thousand. Where would that fall in this number line? It's definitely bigger than 14,500. This would be like 14,600, 14,700, 14,800, 14,900, and it's like 990. It's like right there, right underneath the 15,000. It's only 10 away from 15,000. So 14,990 is going to round up to 15,000 if I'm rounding it to the nearest thousands place. Okay, let's look at this one, 14,345. Okay, so 14,000, 15,000, 14,500. Where would 14,345 go? Well, 14,100, 14,200, 14,300, 14,400. Okay, it's going to go in between here, in between 300 and 400. It's going to go somewhere on the line right in there, 14,345, somewhere in there. Okay, that's less than the midpoint. That's less than the 14,500. When it's less than the midpoint, we're going to round it down. So 14,345 is going to round down to 14,000. All right, so I said, okay, we'll do it to the nearest thousand, and we just did that. Now let's look at what happens when we look at 10,000. So if we're looking at the nearest 10,000, then we would have 10,000 on one end and 20,000 on one end. And what would be in the middle? In the middle would be 15,000. That would be our midpoint. So for all of these numbers that are 14,000, 14,000 is going to be somewhere right in here, somewhere right below 15,000. And so 14,000, if we rounded it to the nearest 10,000, all of those numbers would round down to 10,000. So we have to pay attention to which place value we're rounding it to. All right. Let's look at our problem set. All right, round to the nearest thousand. So I have 6,700. So if we're rounding to the nearest thousand, this would be 6,000, this would be 7,000, this would be 6,500. 6,700 is definitely bigger than 6,500, so it's going to go here, 6,700. So we would round this up to 7,000. Okay, now if Miss Collins was just looking at this and we were going to round, I would box the place we're going to round to. We're going to round to the 6,000s place. We're going to look next door. It's a 7. 7 is bigger than 5. If 7 is bigger than 5, we round it up to the next place value, which means we round it up to 7,000. That's the same thing we did here. This just gives us a picture, a visual of what we're doing. Okay, let's do another one. 9,340. So we're rounding to the nearest thousand. So I've got 9,000 on the bottom. Uh-oh. What's the next thousand? 9,000? 10,000. So we have to be a little careful there because then it goes up to 10,000. That's why we have to think of it like a family. Okay, so 9,000, and then what's our middle point going to be? Always that 500, 9,500. Okay, so I've got 9,340. That's definitely going to be less than 9,000. It's going to go in here somewhere. 9,340. You don't have to make it exact, but just it's lower than 9,500. So if I'm looking at 9,340 and I'm rounding it to the nearest thousand, when I look next door, it's a 3. That means I'm going to round it down. Or Miss Collins likes to say, leave it alone. Okay? We're going to round it down to 9,000. 9,340 is definitely closer to 9,000, so we're going to round it to 9,000. All right, now here we're getting into bigger digits, but we're still only rounding to the thousands place. So I've got 16,401. Now I'm only going to change the thousands place, which, oh, that's my number. 16,000, sorry y'all. I'm still only going to change my thousands place, so then we've got 17,000. Then in the middle, we would have 16,500. Then I have to decide where 16,401 goes. 16,401 is going to be less than 16,500. 16,401 is going to be less. That's definitely closer to 16,000. So we're going to round down to 16,000. Let's look at it like this. 16,401 We said we're rounding to the thousands place. When we look next door, it's a 4. If it's 5 or greater, we round it up. But if it's less than 5, we leave it alone, 16,000. Or we would say we round it down to 16,000. All right. Here we're still only changing the thousands place. But my thousands place is 39,000. Uh-oh, I only need to go up 1,000. 39,000? 49,000? No, that went up 10. I only need to go up 1,000. 39,000, 40,000. So that one was a little tricky. You got to be careful when you're thinking about it. You're only going up 1, 39 to 40. Okay, and then in the middle, about 39,500. Then we have to find this number right here, 39,545. Put this dot here. 39,545 is just a tad bigger than 39,500. And so when I look at this number, 39,545, and I focus on rounding just this thousands place. So I box that thousands place because that's where I'm rounding. When I look next door, it's a 5. If it's 5 or greater, I round it up. So I had 39. I'm going to round it up to 40,000. This is definitely closer to 40,000. We're rounding it up. All right, now we get even bigger into the 100,000s place, but we're still only rounding to the nearest 1,000. So we're only focused on that thousands. So I've got 399,499. But I've got to think if this is 399 because I'm only going up 1,000. I'm not going up 100,000. I'm not going up 10,000. I'm only going up 1,000. So I'm adding 1 to 399. When I add 1,000 to 399, I'm at 400,000. Miss Collins did it again. These are supposed to be zeros. Okay, so if I've got 399,000 and 400,000, what is right in the middle? 399,500. Okay, so now I have to figure out where 399,499 is. Oh, it's just so close to 500. 499 is literally one number away from 500. It is so close to 500, but it's not to 500 yet. So even though it's almost to the midpoint, I'm still going to round it down to 399,000. And when I look at it like this, so 399,499, we are rounding it to the nearest thousands place. We look next door, it's a 4. If it's 4 or less, we round it down, which means we basically leave it alone. So we're leaving it alone at 399,000, which is what we said we were doing there. All right, last one. 840,007. Well, we're only changing the thousands place. 1,000. Okay, so I have 840,000. 840 plus 1,000. We're only changing it 1,000. So it's going to be 841,000. And right in the middle of that would be 840,500. And I have 840,007. Ooh, that's way down here. 840,007 is all the way down at the bottom because it's only 7. 7 is nowhere close to 500. Okay, it's way down at the bottom. So we're definitely rounding this down to 840,000. And if we look at this, when we write it out, if we focus in on the thousands place, we have a 0. If we look next door, we have a 0. We definitely rounded down if we have a 0. So we rounded it down to 840,000. All right, we're going to do one word problem. It has several, but we're just going to focus on one. A pilot wanted to know how many kilometers he flew on his last 3 flights. From New York to London, he flew 5,572 kilometers. Then, from London to Beijing, he flew 8,147 kilometers. Finally, he flew 10,996 kilometers from Beijing back to New York. Round each number to the nearest thousand, so it says first round, and then find the sum. When we're finding the sum, that means we're adding. Finding the sum means adding. And whenever we estimate, we always round first and then we add. So it says to round to the nearest thousand. 5,572, 8,147, 10,996. Okay, we're going to start with our number line. At the bottom of this number line, since we're rounding to the nearest thousand, we have 5,000 and 6,000. Our midpoint right in the middle is going to be 5,500. This number is 5,572, which means it's above 5,500, which means we're going to round it up. Let's look at this just the normal way Ms. Collins looks at it. If we're rounding to the thousands place, we're going to look next door. If it's 5 or greater, we round it up. That's 5 or greater. So we're going to round it up to 6,000. All right, let's draw our number line for this one. Okay, so we have 8,000, and then we have 9,000. And right in the middle, we have 8,500. We have 8,147. 8,147 is going to be down here, 8,147. Okay, so that's definitely closer to 8,000 on this number line. Let's look at this like this. We're focused only on the thousands place, and we look next door, it's a 1. Okay, if it's 4 or less, we round it down, or we just leave that number in the box we're focusing on alone, leave it alone. So we're going to leave it alone, and it's 8,000. That's what we would round it to. Okay, last one. So we're focused on the thousands place. This one's a little tricky. Okay, so we have 10,000, and then one more thousand would be 11,000. And right in the middle of these two would be 10,500. So 10,996 is definitely way up here, close to 11,000. 996 is only 4 away from 11,000. All right, so if we do it this way, where we just box our thousands place, and we look next door, it's a 9. If it's 5 or greater, we round it up. We're definitely going to round it up because it's a 9. So we're rounding it up to 11,000. Okay, now it says we need to find the sum. So we need to add all these numbers together. So I'm going to come up here to my top. I'm going to start with doing 6,000 plus 8,000. 0, 0, 0. 6 plus 8 is 14, so I have 14,000. Okay, then I'm going to take that number, 14,000, and add on my last number, 11,000. Okay, 0, 0, 0. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 25,000. How many kilometers did Pete fly? We're going to say the pilot flew 25,000 kilometers. All right, guys, great job. See you tomorrow.